Hi there.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Sorry, I couldn't hear. What was that?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, now I hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
okay.
hear fine. Oh, nice. It's good to see you.
I apologize. My lamp is flickering in the background, so that might be annoying. If that gets annoying, I'll just turn it off.
Well, let's do it all dark.
Yeah.
No.
That would be great.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. Been so long since we chatted.
I know.
How's it going?
Everything is going well.
Yeah. Nice, nice.
Yeah,
You and friends?
much better. I'm still in France, yeah.
Good, good. Yeah.
Where are you? You're in San
I'm in
Diego?
San Diego, yeah, in Ocean Beach.
Nice.
Yes. Have you been?
I've been a long time ago.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's better now because I'm here, obviously. But if you were here, it'd be fun too, because there's I know you're a dancer, and the community here for dancers is amazing. There's an event
Really?
every night, every
Oh
night of the
man,
week.
that's great.
Like yesterday, I was
That's
dancing
so fun.
salsa, bachata. Uh,
Nice.
I mean, I haven't got to the fancy ones like Zouk or the Brazilian fancy ones, but
Really? You do well at that.
have you started doing that?
I did in San Francisco actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
I have a feeling that that would get me in trouble.
What doesn't get you in trouble though?
I know, right? Oh, yeah, see, that's a good question. Maybe if I just stay home. If I just stay home, do Zoom calls, then I think
Yeah.
that would be better. That's so cool. So you're a coach, Q&A coordinator?
Yeah, sorry, that's my work thing. It got connected there.
That's good.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Um, have you heard about holacracy?
What is it called?
Holacracy?
No, yeah.
It's a management system for companies that is a little different than the traditional one. So I work for this company and we do coaching, and we also do we have a software to assist people that try to apply the that new management system,
Yeah.
and we have coach Q&A sessions, and I coordinate those. So
Nice.
that's why, yeah.
That's so good. So that's so good. And do you like it? Do you enjoy?
Yeah, that's fine. Well, that's not the only thing I do for them. Well, otherwise, it would be very boring. But yeah, I like my job. It's pretty versatile, which I like.
Awesome, awesome. And how's the baby?
She's growing. She's two and a
Yeah.
half. Yeah,
Oh
she's
my
doing.
gosh.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah, growing very fast, but she's good.
Yeah. And what do you do with clothes? Like with the clothing? Do you have to
Um,
get new
I have
clothes?
so many. I have three nieces, and I got all the clothes from the nieces. So the clothes from the nieces. So I have plenty. Um, Getting rid of it is harder than getting it,
Oh, really? So it's easy to get clothes then.
because I don't know anybody that has baby. Otherwise, I would just pass it along. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay.
I don't know like smaller kids than mine. So
Right. So where you live, there are very few children or no children?
no, it's not that. But I don't have a lot of friends here. Like I left for 15 years, so I'm still. I haven't had time to really socialize. So I'm a little.
Yeah.
I don't know many people. And it's not a very vibrant city, so you can just go out and meet people just randomly.
Oh,
So
what city is that?
it's called Valence, but
Balance.
yeah, it's small.
Nice, nice. Hey, small cities for babies, I think it's a good thing.
Oh, it's close to my family, so that's what I value about here.
Oh, look, it's flickering. Yes.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's off.
It's the energy. Our energy is so strong. It's just
No, my lamp is just so shitty.
you know what's funny? Because I have two lights. So I have one here and then I have one behind me. And this one here, since the day it arrived, it flickers to start. But
Yeah.
it's once I get it to stay, it stays. But it flickers too.
Yeah, well, I need to bump on it so it will work again. But right now, I'm just very bright home.
Yeah, try bumping it.
Sorry. There
It's all good.
you go.
It worked.
It worked, but it will flicker again, I think. So
Yeah, it's
that might
because
be
you're
annoying.
that's how powerful you are. If you say if it's gonna flicker, then it will, and
Yeah, it won't flicker anymore then.
you stay. Nice, nice. Thank you so much for like reserving this time to chat
Yeah,
with
of
me.
course.
So I'm gonna
Thank
edit
you
this
for
video. Just keep take any private conversation.
bumping the lamp.
Yeah, or maybe I'll keep that one. That's a good one. How to bump a lamp. And it's Halloween. Halloween's coming up. So when
Yeah,
I
you're
saw the
saying.
flickering,
Oh, I thought you saw there's the little uh, tiger tiger outfit for my daughter.
uh, good. So there's the flickering lamp. There's the tiger for your daughter.
I'll move that out.
No, no, no. I wasn't looking. No, I didn't see it. I can't see it. I have you in a small camera, so I actually have the message you wrote to me. I have it on my screen here.
Okay.
That small message that you wrote.
Yeah, very small, right?
I mean, you probably were like so excited or something about writing this message, like or emotional. Like you just wrote like beautiful, like 4, 5, 6 paragraphs here about the breakup and how you said you're an expert. Is that what it is?
Well, I had so many. I'm becoming one by force.
Yeah, yeah. And so you went through a lot of them, and you said you could have used some of the things I shared with you regarding the best breakup solutions. Um, Now that you know about it, and it's like so many places we could go here. How about you tell me about the last one, like a little bit, and what went well, what didn't go so well, and what, if anything,
Mm,
you would have done differently.
Nothing went well on the last one. That was a nasty one. But I was betrayed on many levels. Many levels. I mean, and he was just very hard on me. So I couldn't. I don't think I wanted to think in a thoughtful way at that time. Like I didn't want it to be uh, to end well in a way because I was too much. I was in too much pain. Also, I don't think he wanted that because he just, I don't know, he just left and we couldn't like say the things he had to say, I think. So there was really big walls and we couldn't communicate. We couldn't, it was nasty.
Wow. Okay. Have you ever had a breakup that was not so nasty, like one that probably
Yeah.
had
No, I
good?
had very good ones as well.
Okay, okay. So talk to me a little bit about a good one that you had.
A good one was when it was mutual, like the decision was mutual and there was nothing that the others had done to hurt one of the partner. And so we could talk like two adults and say, well, this is not working and what should we do? And we should just separate and but I care about you. And it was very thoughtful in that way that we could express our feelings and say, well, yeah, we love each other, but it's just not working.
Yeah. And was there betrayal on that one?
No.
Okay.
And that's the thing. I I feel like if you're really hurt in a way, like it would be hard to apply. Because when I mean, I'm an emotional person. Like when I go into hurt or something strong emotion, my logical sense goes away. It's like it's gone. It's not there. So it's just all the emotions that are coming out, and then I can process it later on.
Yes. So it's something about the hurt, being hurtful, betrayal that may take you off, say, being, I don't know, having that conversation that, two adults having a peaceful conversation like the one you did that had a good ending.
Hmm.
And any lessons learned from the last one? Like, if you could go back in time, would you have done anything differently?
I don't think I could have,
Okay.
to be honest. I would have liked to do things differently, but I don't think I was able to.
Okay. So you could not, if you went back in time, you think you could not do anything differently. And you said that if you would like to, what are some of the things that you would like to do if you could go back in time?
Um, well, manage my emotions in a better way. And so maybe we could have had the talk that we needed to have and just not let that, because we had it later on, that much later on. And I spent a lot of time I spent a lot of time just being very miserable because I couldn't have closure like that was satisfying to me. So yeah, if I could have handled my emotions a little better, I think we could have had that talk a little earlier.
Okay. And you said, you mentioned you had a closure later. How long did it, after the breakup, did you have the closure? How long after?
About 8 months to a year.
Wow.
Well, he's the father of my child, so I felt like I had to. Otherwise, I probably would have just moved on. But because he's someone linked to my life, I didn't want to let that go. So yeah, I did a lot of work on my own though to manage. Yeah.
Good, good. So you had the closure. He's the father of your child, so he'd probably be in your life for, as long as, I
She's
mean,
an
not
adult.
necessarily for, what'd you say?
As long as she's a kid, like I
As long
mean,
as she's a kid, yes. How's that relationship right now with him?
it's 100 times better. It's peaceful now.
Wow, that's amazing. It's peaceful. And what what caused it to be 100 times better, being peaceful? Like, who's responsible for that? What happened?
Well, probably both, I can say. But I know I don't know. Like on his own, I know what he did. That was nice. But on my own, I know that I had to process a lot of emotions that I had towards him, and I did a lot of um, self-help work, like with people that helped me. And on his hand, I think what he did right was not letting the emotions interfere and staying very rational and letting his doors open when I was ready to come back to him. So, yeah.
So that's what he did right. He didn't let the emotions interfere, or not interfere as much.
Yeah, he wasn't in the emotions. He was, every time he talked to me, he was always very rational and logical. And I think that helped because sometimes I just blow out with my emotion. And I think if he had to, it would have been very bad.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And there was it always, I mean, it's an obvious question, so I'm going to change the question. I was going to ask you if it was always bad in a relationship, but obviously, if you guys started a relationship, there were some good moments, at
Mm-hmm.
least in the beginning. And is regarding lessons learned, because it's lessons learned is a big part of the better breakup solution. Like knowing what you know about yourself now, are you somewhat or a lot grateful for the lessons you learned from him or with him? Or what's the relationship you have to the lessons learned?
Yes, I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned, but I can say I'm not grateful for the experience because I got a daughter from the whole of it, and I can not be grateful for that. But the way it was done wasn't necessary. I have to say, it was probably necessary because I learned something. Uh, but I think I could have learned other ways than in pain. I don't know.
Okay, so I guess that very thing you just said, that you could have learned that thing or the things you learned without pain. Um, I mean, you're still, I mean, you're very young, and you have that lesson that you can learn things, and it doesn't have to be in painful ways. Is that, would you say that that's a lesson that you can learn things in life and they don't have to be painful?
Mm,
Or just,
I would hope so, but the way I had to learn was often painful. So
you
I
have
don't
to be
know if
pain.
it's yeah, the way it works for me is usually going through the pain and then I learn.
Okay, and it works. It always has always worked, correct? Because you're here, you're successful, you
Yeah,
have a daughter,
I bounce back.
you bounce back. So it has worked.
Yeah.
It has worked. And would you like to perhaps know ways that you can get the same result without the pain? Would that be
Of
helpful?
course. Yes.
You would. Okay, okay. So how about we chat a little bit about the better breakup solutions, and see how we can help you.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the better breakup solutions?
Well, listen to your video that you sent. That's basically what I know about it. So
Okay.
it's, but yeah, it's trying to be thoughtful of yourself and the other, and trying to be respectful, and I think it's like signing an agreement too, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's, you can do the signing too if you want. It's really up to how deep you want to go in the better breakup solution. Some people, they just do the three lists, the acknowledgments, the lessons learned, and the final agreements, and they're good with it. And some people, they actually they like going all the way to signing an agreement and having that be, say, the memoir of their relationship, of that beautiful completion. And especially the second, I mean, the first list is the acknowledgement, so it's everything positive about the other person.
Mm.
So you, instead of thinking about, oh, he's this, he's that, he's no good, he betrayed me so many times. So the first one will be all the acknowledgments for the positives. So that would shift your chemistry. So your body chemistry, by you making that list, what do you think would happen if you wrote 50 things, 50 positive things about him, things he did, things he, uh, types of, say, behaviors he had, or things he gave you? Like, do you think you could get to 50 items on that list?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay,
I
good,
would
good.
have to to dig in deep.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the work, and that's why sometimes it takes 2 hours to do the whole protocol, because by you spending time thinking, like, I could ask you, okay, first date, tell me all the good things that happened there. And so that could be, the you acknowledging him for all the good things that happened on the first date. Okay, how about the second, third, fourth, the months, however long you stayed together. And by you shifting your awareness to the positives, it will shift how you view the relationship, even though it's already gone. You can
Yeah.
actually change the past, because the past, where does it live? it lives in your memory.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to change the past, you change the memory. And not necessarily the memory, you change the emotions attached to the memory. So the memory will be the same. You remember the pictures, you remember the movie in your mind. And however, the emotions you attach to it, you can change. And if you change those emotions that attach to the memories, you change the past. So if you want to have a better past, you can change it.
That's great. That's
Right?
exciting.
That's exciting, right? Um, so it would take work. It would take work, and it would be like, first date. Well, what are the positives? Second, third, and you'd skip all the negatives.
Mhm.
Do you think you could get to 50 things, 50 positives on the list?
Maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
probably.
Probably, yeah.
If I thought of all the single times, yes.
Yeah, you could, right?
Yeah.
So now we can go to the second list. And here's where you get to go at it. It's write all the negatives.
Oh, then I could get to 100.
Right? So you could, right? But get this, you're coming out of that vibe of the positives. So you created this positivity in your body. You created a positivity in your body. And now you're going to the second list and you're writing all the negatives about your ex. What your body, because you did the first list, what do you think is going through your chemistry, the hormones, dopamine, serotonin? How do you think your body chemistry is at the moment before you start the second list?
Yeah, it's probably a lot happier. You probably like not happier, but in a better.
Yes, you would.
I know. Yeah.
So by being in that state of happy and then looking, okay, now I'm going to write all the negatives, it would be something like the logical part of yourself writing.
Hmm.
Because when you're happy, when you are filled with love and good memories and good emotions, how's the logic? How do you make decisions? Are they
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
decisions?
Yeah.
Exactly. So you would be totally like zoomed into creating this list of negatives, and they'll be very objective.
Hmm.
I didn't like this, I didn't like this, then get to the 200,000 things there. And the good thing about that list is that it doesn't stay in the negative. Then you would do the counterpart. So give me one thing you didn't like about your ex, something you're comfortable sharing. Could be something
Well,
small.
I was. Oh, but he was lying. Sorry, that's the thing. I
What is
like
it?
the fact that he was lying.
It's lying. Okay, so you would write something. I didn't like that my partner lied to me. What's the counterpart? What's the opposite of that sentence? If you were to write in the positive.
I like it that he's saying the truth.
Yes. Or I like
That
when
he's
my
honest.
partner, what's that?
That he's honest.
Yes, I like when my partner is honest. So imagine if you have 200 items that are negative, and then you write 200 counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
What is this list? What's this list going to be?
In my imagination, I don't know.
Yes, yes. So it's your imagination of your next relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Your imagination of your next relationship will be the counterpart to the negatives.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a blueprint for your next relationship. So that's why the better breakup solutions is empowering versus sad or depressed, because it gives you a clear vision.
What you're looking
And
for.
what's that?
Of what you're looking for in a
Oh, what you're
partner.
looking for. Yeah. How's that different from what?
That's great. But I still, but if, what if, yeah. Yeah, no, that's good.
What was your question?
No, it doesn't change anything. Like, do you think you can do that right away all the time? Because what if you have all these emotions that are so bad. Like at the
True.
time, now I can find qualities. I think I did too at the time because it helped me. And I think I did actually I made list of things that I liked and I didn't like. Mm, but I don't know. The emotions overpowered the thing like anything.
Right, right. Good. So good question. Good question. So in the middle of the emotions, is it possible to write the two lists? Is that the question?
Hmm. Or
Okay.
yeah, not to be so neutral about how do you deal with the emotion is more my question.
Sure, sure. How do you deal with emotions? Okay, good. So let's play. So how about this? There's a book called Games People Play, and it was a book written in the 60s by a psychiatrist, Dr. Eric Berne.
Mhm.
And in that book, he explains three frameworks for games people play. After seeing thousands of patients, he came up with a framework. And the first, let's call it an archetype, is the child. People that play a game of being a child,
Okay.
regardless of their age.
Mm.
And then the next archetype is the archetype of a parent. And so, regardless of the age, they're playing the game of being a parent. And
Mm.
sometimes when people get together, they get into a relationship, they're playing this game. One is a child, the other one's a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they reverse roles. So one could play, say, be disobedient, or play the game of I'm going to do whatever I want. And the person who's playing the parent game is there to say, I got you lying, or I caught you lying. I knew it,
Mm.
or I knew you were not good for me, and playing the game of I gotcha type of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
The other archetype is the archetype of an adult. And this is where sustainable relationships lie, where people are playing the game of an adult. This is good thing. And I've taken this framework to be more specific even. So when he said, how do I deal with emotions? How do you deal with emotions in the middle of it? So you could do the lists. I'd ask you, what game are you playing while you're going through the emotions?
Mm.
So first, what game are you playing? So what game are you playing? And if you realize, okay, I'm playing a game of, so if you let's role play right now. So when you're going through the emotions during the breakup, what game would you say you played?
Probably the parents.
The parent. Okay. And so and so you're playing the game of a parent, which is usually with someone who is being disobedient, like a child who's not is not a good child. You don't have to play that game anymore. So I would bring your attention to, what game do you want to play instead?
The adult, obviously.
Obviously, right? So by realizing that, or naming the situation a game, allows some of us to go, oh, a game is supposed to be fun. I'm not having fun, or supposed to be challenging, or allows for growth. And if I'm not having fun, like, I don't like this game. Isn't that what children do when they don't like something?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this game. I'm not playing this game. So we could do the same. I don't like this game. I want to do something else instead, something I like.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could go back in time and you're playing a different game, what would you have done with the emotions?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I tried to externalize them in other ways, in other,
Yeah.
yeah, trying to externalize them instead of putting them on him, and I did that to some extent. But
Okay. Let's go get one step deeper, because the three archetypes are very high up in the explanation of things. So if we will get one step deeper to you playing a game, so you're playing a game of a parent,
Mhm.
and it's a parent who does what?
Mm, who judge in a way.
Yeah. So parent who judges. What about the emotions? Does what with emotions?
Um, in, in that case, you mean, or
Yeah, in that case, yeah. So you're playing the game of being a parent who judges.
no? I was angry. My
Yeah.
emotion was anger.
Yes. So parent, um, judge, and anger or angry. So that's the game. If you want to do something different, you'd have to change the game you're playing.
Hmm. I don't want to judge, and I don't want to be angry.
Okay. So what game would you play instead?
I want to be comprehend, like that's not understanding.
Okay. So you want to be understanding.
Yeah,
Have you ever been understanding before?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. So you've done it before. So you know what it would sound like, look like, feel like.
Hmm.
Now, notice that just by this conversation, it's we're playing a game right now.
Hmm.
Okay. So this, if we're accepting for the conversation to be a game, according to the book, then we're playing a game where I'm finding out or leading you to perhaps seeing that there are other games you can play.
Hmm.
That the parent, judge, and anger is just one game, and you are the owner of your life. You can choose a different game if you want.
Hmm.
And also that that game is self-imposed. Or is there someone in your life with a gun to your head saying you have to play that game? Is there someone like that?
No, myself.
Yeah. So it's self-imposed.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do play a game, then playing the game of understanding probably feel better, wouldn't it?
Hmm. Definitely.
So you see, how complicated is this? Like to ask yourself, or how simple is it that you can ask yourself, what game am I playing? And so you bring awareness to what you're doing,
Hmm.
and then change it. How complicated is that, or how simple is that?
Bringing to awareness what game you're playing, I think, is fairly simple, and changing it might be a lot harder.
Okay. So if you experience a change as hard, what game are you playing? And you could put new words into this. So so what game is that? What
The
would you say?
child, I guess.
That what?
The child, maybe.
The child. Okay, the child. Yeah. Like I don't want to, or it's
It's
hard.
still hard, yeah.
And then so I guess it's a game of like catching ourselves doing something that um we don't have to. Like if
Mm,
something's happening in your life and it's not working the way you want, if you can ask that question, what game am I playing? What are the rules I'm playing the game by?
mm,
Are those my rules, or did I borrow those rules? And can I just drop this game? Can I just choose a different one?
yeah.
So does it have to be complicated?
No,
Does it have to be hard?
no.
It's funny because you
It
laugh.
doesn't. Yes, because I still think it is. It doesn't have to be, but knowing myself, I know it is.
Okay. And do you know that the body, have you ever heard that say the liver has new cells every 2 weeks, or that the entire body changes cells every year? Have you ever heard anything like that?
No, I hadn't.
No. Okay. So I've heard a few times. doctors talking about how our cells are constantly being renewed, and
Mm-hmm.
how the physical body, like these cells here, a year ago, they were not here. It was totally different cells.
Mm.
And and so if our biology is changing all the time, and as we sleep, we get new cells and rejuvenate us and heals us during sleep, can we do that with our behavior?
Of course.
Like your hair is not the same hair, your skin is not the same skin, the cells in your eyes, even though your eyes, may look the same, it has changed. They're not the same cells.
Mm.
So can we do that also with our behavior?
Yeah, and a lot
And
of
the
us do.
right, and the behavior is an agreement, meaning it's like a game. You choose.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm don't laugh. I'm agreeing with you. It's all going into my processing brain.
Good, good, good. And then have you ever heard of the unconscious mind and the conscious mind?
Mm-hmm.
How, like, and I've heard recently Dr. Matt talking about how the unconscious mind can process so much more than the conscious. And
Mm-hmm.
I've I've been comparing that to a mini computer. So most of us, or some of us, are trying to solve problems with a mini computer. And I'm looking for a mini computer here, but here I have a phone, which is like a supercomputer. But if I had a calculator
Mm-hmm.
that can only do, even though it's like a supercomputer, but if you can imagine a mini computer trying
Mm-hmm.
to solve problems, which is the conscious mind, while or the processing mind,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have the other mind, which is the unconscious, which keeps your heart beating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you keeping track of your heart beating, making sure it's still beating?
Yeah, no.
You're not, right? Or you're breathing. So that mind, we can actually start delegating things to that mind and
Mm.
start asking that mind for questions like, what game should I play? Instead of asking the processing brain, which is the mini computer that can only do maybe 100, I think, bits of information per second,
Mm.
versus 11 million. So 100 bits or 11 million bits of information per second.
Mm.
So I would choose the unconscious mind.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's something that I don't know if I shared with you earlier, but it's something that I also, through the Better Breakup Solutions, lead people into the work of the unconscious mind, and rely on that mind that deals with your heart beating and the lungs breathing, and create a better relationship with that mind, which is the gut feeling,
Mm-hmm.
which in my opinion is like, when you met this guy, you knew what was going to happen. And
Yeah,
it was
I
like,
think I did. But I think that's also why I was so angry because I probably blame myself as well.
yeah, and exactly, because you were playing the game of angry. So you put yourself in situations where you are congruent.
Mm-hmm.
So now if you choose to play a game of understanding, you're going to be congruent with that, because humans, we always want to be congruent with our beliefs, our values.
Mm-hmm.
So if your value is angry, you're going to make sure you do it.
Right.
And if your values is understanding, you're going to make sure you do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Or if your value is like, it's hard, then you're going to make sure you do it.
Yeah.
Or if your value, it's like, oh, it's fun and easy and I love growing and learning, then you're going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very true.
True that. um so I guess next, are you looking forward to your next breakup? Like, are you seeing anyone? Like, what's
I'm seeing
happening?
someone, and I I hope I won't have another breakup.
Yeah, good. And you'll feel like you're a better person because of the breakup, and now you can be with this person, in a different way.
Um. Yeah, it's a work in progress for me. I
Indeed.
feel I feel like every relationship is different, so some things are like, it's not the same thing that come up. So I don't know if what I learned from my previous relationship can apply, but it does certainly. I'm sure it does at some levels, but I think there's other things that needs to be improved.
Yeah, indeed. That sounds like a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And after people go through the better breakup solution, there's a thing called the relationship agreement.
Yeah. I
And
You mentioned that to me before, I think.
yeah, and the first relationship agreement they go through is called the relationship agreement with self.
Mm-hmm.
And once they have a relationship agreement with self, and like the better breakup solutions, it's 3 sessions as well. So it's needs, wants, and boundaries. So once you list your needs to have a good relationship with yourself, what the needs are, what the wants, and the difference
Mm-hmm.
between needs and wants is needs are non-negotiable. You
Mm-hmm.
must have them.
Mm-hmm.
Wants are negotiable. And then the third one is the boundaries. All the things that you're going to respect and stay away. The boundaries. So once you have that with yourself, then you can create a second relationship agreement, which is with your significant other.
Mm-hmm.
And then you write relationship agreement with then his name. And then you write, what are my needs in the relationship with him? I need, and then you could list, like let's role play. What's one need you have that you must have in a relationship with your significant other?
Attention.
Attention, right? So you have attention. What's another one?
Love.
Love, right? What's a third one?
uh, what do I need? Uh, Physical love.
Physical love. Awesome, awesome. So the next step would be for each of those, you would ask yourself, how is this need met in my way? And then you write that, and then you ask the other person, do you promise to meet this need by doing that action?
Mm-hmm.
And then yes or no. And then the person answers. So you do that with needs, do that with wants, you do that with boundaries. Like, can you give me one boundary? Something that's a no, something in the negative
Mm-hmm.
that he cannot do, or the relationship's over.
Cheat.
Cheat, right? Okay, so cheating is a boundary.
For me.
So you'd ask him, do you promise to respect this boundary? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Then he would answer you. And what this does, the relationship agreement, it allows the other person to know what your needs are, what your wants are, what your boundaries are,
Mm-hmm.
clearly.
Yeah.
There's no guessing. And the best part is that if you 2 weeks later you remember something, or you think of a need that's not being met, you can go to the document and you can edit.
You can edit it, or you can go and claim your your due.
What do you mean?
Like, what do you do if it's not met? You go with the document and say, hey, you told me that and you're not filling it.
Oh, right. So then, yes. So then you have a conversation. Hey, you promised that you would meet this need by doing this action. So, and you didn't. Would you like to promise again? Or is this something you cannot do?
Mm.
So you give them a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Is this that you can
Yeah,
promise
yeah.
again? And then if they say, no, I can't promise that, then in my opinion, then you either drop the need or you can't have a relationship with that person.
Right.
And I think if it's your need, it's your need. You should keep it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the world has, I think a lot of people that would probably love to meet your needs the way you want them. So, especially with the internet nowadays, abundance of meeting people. So, I think so. That's a little bit of the next step after the better breakup solutions, the relationship agreement. So you can use that model with any relationship, not just romantic.
Mm-hmm.
You can use that with your mom, with your daughter once she becomes older. You can have that with your coworkers, with your boss. These are my needs. With I need this, I want this, and these are my boundaries.
Mhm.
And once they know that from you, and they can say yes or no, oh, it's like game changer. You
Yeah.
can be clear
Wow.
of who is in your team and who is not, and it's
And
okay.
and also it like improves the expectations you get. Like sometimes you have expectations from others that are not real, and so that helps clarify that, I think.
Yeah, the expectations are not real, the assumptions. I thought all these years or all these months that you liked tomato soup, and the other person, no, I hate tomato soup, I like chicken soup. You've been giving me tomato soup all these years, I hate it, I like chicken soup. So it avoids problems like that.
Yeah. That's a huge problem, I think.
It's huge. It's huge. It's like when a person is giving love to another and the other person does not feel the love because it's
Yeah.
not their language. It's not what they need. So by doing
Yeah.
the relationship agreements, it's a game changer. And
Yeah.
so are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it with him?
I think so, actually. I think it's a good idea.
Good, good. Do it and let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know. You're welcome to share it with me also. If you're comfortable with that. I will always love looking at relationship agreements. You can always also do that with an area of life. So for instance, career. What's your
Mm.
relationship with career? These are my needs, these are my wants, these are my boundaries. What's my relationship with physical health?
Hmm.
These are my needs, my wants, my boundaries with physical health. What's my relationship agreement with spirituality? Even these are my needs, my wants, my boundaries with
Hmm.
spirituality.
Hmm.
So it's pretty cool how much you can do with the relationship agreement. And some people might start with the better breakup solutions and go into the relationship agreement or relationship agreement, and then better breakup solutions if they need.
Yeah. It's great. It's a good program.
All right. Awesome. Cool. So anything else they like to share, comment before we end this amazing chat?
Not that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Any takeaways? Any ahas?
Yeah, I really like the thing you mentioned about the playing game. Like the, I think it makes me think that I'm often the parent, and that's definitely something I don't want to to have in my life. So yeah, that's a haha moment where I'm like, I need to change my game.
Nice, nice, amazing. Well, Audrey, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with
Yeah,
me.
thank you.
Thank you for the long message regarding the breakups, because that was like, okay, we gotta chat because you have a lot of experience about, breakup specialist here.
Yeah, hopefully I'll retreat from that career. I retire from this career.
I hope so too. I think you have already, and you have a bright future in front of you with your new partner, with your baby, your family. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
You're
I
very
appreciate
welcome.
that.
You're very welcome. Have a good afternoon there, or is it
Yeah,
evening already?
evening. Yeah, it's evening.
Evening. Okay, have a good evening there
Yeah,
and a
good
good
day to
weekend.
you. Thank you. You too.
And I'll chat with you soon.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.